March 22nd, 1969, an important day for our family. What would begin on that day would become something bigger than anyone could have ever expected. If I have the story correct, Mom and Dad married on spring break from college. They went back and finished their semester and then spent their summer touring Europe for their honeymoon. That's where Dad lost his razor and never to be found again. But it wasn't too long before they returned to the States and eventually made their way to Ocean City, New Jersey, and the Portugal Hotel, where 9 months later, this happened. The Spice Girls are famous for saying that two became one, but actually two would become three, as Eric would join the world and the family. Welcome to the family, Eric. Another return visit just a couple years later to the Portugal Hotel, and wouldn't you know, 9 months later, Christine was born. Welcome to the family, Christine. So their family was now a family of four and still growing because, you guessed it, they couldn't stay away from the Portugal Hotel. 9 months later, Noel was born, also known as Easter Jump Bunny. Welcome to the family, Easter. Now a family of five. And then you're noticing the pattern here. Once again, they return to the Portugal Hotel, where 9 months later, yours truly would join the world. And I would learn quickly to work smart and not hard. But our family was now a family of six. And we thought, at least for a while, that we had stopped growing. Our family felt good, but then once again, eventually, Mom and Dad would return to, you guessed it, the Portugal Hotel. 9 months later, we welcomed Joanna into the world. Welcome to the family, Joanna. We again had some family time, doing things like our family adjusted to its newest member. We danced with Grammy. We had wonderful vacations in the woods, camping in the woods of Maine. But then eventually, Mom and Dad, you guessed it, they found their way back to the Portugal Hotel, where 9 months later, we were at the hospital welcoming Paul into the world. Paul had trouble walking initially. Joanna tried to help. Dad carried him around a lot. Even I tried to help him learn to walk. Eventually, he figured it out. But so finally, with 6 kids, family of 8, we were finished. Finally finished growing. We were full with our stockings lined up on that brown tweed couch in West Trenton. Until this older man started following Noel around. Well, eventually, we would adopt him. Welcome to the family, David. Not too long after that, Carol started following Eric around. While we never understood what she saw in him, we decided to adopt her as well. Welcome to the family, Carol. And we thought our family was done growing, but then Noel and David would make their first trip to the Portugal, and 9 months later, Ashlyn was born. Welcome to the family, Ashlyn. Not long after that, I found this lovely lost soul and asked her to join the family, so we adopted Caroline as well. Welcome to the family, Caroline. So there we are, again, family still growing. And then Noel and David would make their second visit to the Portugal, and 9 months later, Emma was born. Welcome to the family, Emma. And then they would go again. Noel and David back at the Portugal, and 9 months later, Josh was born. Welcome to the family, Joshua. After that, though, Noel and David were banned from the Portugal, so no more visits for the Cowell family. Joanna eventually found Dave and asked him to join the family, so we adopted him as well. Welcome to the family, Dave. Around that same time, Caroline and I had made our first visit to the port of call, and 9 months later, Jack was born. Welcome to the family, Jack. A few years later, Joanna and Dave would make their first visit to the port of call, and Landon was born. Welcome to the family, Landon. Caroline and I would then make our second visit to the port of call, and Luke was born 9 months later. Welcome to the family, Luke. Paul eventually met Margaret as she was stuck to this toilet seat here after she called 911, and he responded to the emergency in uniform, and they fell in love, and we adopted Margaret as well. Welcome to the family, Margaret. Joanna and Dave would make their next visit to the port of call, and Michaela was born. Welcome to the family, Michaela. Finally, after years of procrastinating, Eric and Carol finally made their first visit to the port of call, and Cooper was born. Welcome to the family, Cooper. Caroline and I would then make our final visit to the port of call, and 9 months later, Katie was born. Welcome to the family, Katie. Eric and Carol, of course, would make their second visit to the port of call, and Colton was born. Welcome to the family, Colton. He would eventually grow up to become a famous WWE professional wrestler. Joanna and Dave would then make their third visit to the port of call, and Ethan was born. Welcome to the family, Ethan. Paul and Margaret would finally make their first visit to the port of call, and Hannah was born and welcomed into our family. Joanna and Dave would then make their fourth visit to the port of call, and 9 months later, Caleb was born. Welcome to the family, Caleb. And finally, Paul and Margaret would make their second visit to the port of call, and Sadie was born. Welcome to the family, Sadie. Now, it should also be mentioned that there were some applicants that were made to join the family that were unfortunately rejected. So let's take a moment just to go down memory lane and remember a few of these. Sorry, JR. Wish it worked out, but unfortunately, it didn't. Matt, I was really pulling for you. I wish it would have worked out, but sorry, bud. Maybe next time. Dan, really close, but you know what they say. It just didn't work out. Sorry. So 50 years ago, Mom and Dad were married. In those 50 years, a few numbers we should call out. So including their 50 years of marriage, in our family, we have cumulatively celebrated 135 years of marriage and counting. There are, of course, 14 grandchildren. Are we still counting there? Who knows? Perhaps. Anybody have any news? I don't know. But 14 grandkids. So with all those kids, all those grandkids, all those spouses, over the 50 years, including Mom and Dad's birthdays that they've celebrated over the 50 years, all of the grandkids' birthdays, all of the kids' birthdays, all of the spouses' birthdays since the point that they joined the family, we have celebrated 581 birthdays. And all that adds up to one family. So Mom and Dad, congratulations on 50 years of marriage. And to everyone else, congratulations on being a part of the best family anyone could ever hope for.